YouTube. So, I needed a Dremel. Being a brand new business and already investing tens of thousands of dollars in equipment and tooling and whatnot, and my budget's a little slim. But it's kind of a joke, running joke in the gunsmithing business that, oh yeah, you got a Dremel, so that makes you a gunsmith. Well, you know, I'm completely agree with that, and it's funny, but at the same time, there are useful things that a Dremel tool can do in not just gunsmithing, but just anything around the home. I mean, even trimming your dog's toenails or claws, as it were. So anyway, I ordered myself. I went on the old Amazon, and you know, what's the Dremel cost? It depends on the model and everything, but $100, couple $100. Well, I'm all about a good deal, and I'm sure as a lot of you can see, we went with the El Cheapo. Wen is a brand synonymous with very, very low cost, but not terribly bad quality, especially for the money you're paying. I actually do own a Wen thickness planer that I bought for this bench, actually. And it works really, really well. And, you know, I'm not a professional woodworker by any stretch of the means or carpenter or anything like that, but I needed a way to plane down this giant 8-foot long bench. I love using hand tools, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here for months hand planing this. So anyway, here we go. We have a Wen rotary tool. And I haven't even broken into this yet, but I was so impressed with the packaging, I felt like, well, let's do a review on this. So we've got the model 23190 variable speed rotary toolkit. And one of the biggest selling points for me, at the old shop, we had a proper Dremel, and I would use it with a flexible shaft. And this kit actually supposedly comes with one. And not only that, but it comes with almost every cutter made for the dang thing. I think it's got 80-some pieces in it. Now, I'm a skeptical man. I realized this was, I'd have to look to be absolutely sure, but I want to say it was $35. I know it was under 40 with tax and shipping and everything. And of course, I'm skeptical. I'm actually expecting me to just plug this in the wall, flip the switch, and it'll just chooch, you know, and some smoke will come out and it'll chooch itself. But we'll see. So I figured, like I said, very impressed with this carrying case that comes with, and actually the presentation of the unit itself as well. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and, so it comes, the clear lid is held on by these latches on each side. It's not terribly strong, but it's fine for this. I feel like if I whipped it around and like did a whirlwind with it, it would probably let go and everything would pour out. But you know, who's going to do that? So, nice bright orange latches. I kind of like their branding too. The orange. I don't know. I guess it reminds me of Halloween. So anyway, here's the lid. So we got a clear lid. A little bit of padding here on the top, which is protecting your. I'm not sure if that's a button or what the heck that's all about. But protective foam little inserts here to keep the old Dremel tool, the rotary tool, from bashing up against the sides during shipping. And it also came in a cardboard box, a Wen branded cardboard box with some of this stuff in it too. Some of this stuff. I mean, I'm just a little bit impressed here. I mean, okay, so like I said, this is the first time I'm unboxing it, quote unquote. So it comes with this pistol grip thingy. I'm not too familiar with what that's going to do. Okay, and then we got another clear plastic cover, just kind of holding everything in place. But yeah, right off the bat, we'll start from left and go to right. So you've got a flap disc, 80 grit flap disc of you know, expected quality. All it is sandpaper, 80 grit sandpaper glued to a, you know, rotary mandrel, I suppose. So I don't have any use for this right now. I will in the future, polishing stuff, especially revolvers and things. A little wire brush. The bristles aren't too terribly chooched or messed up. And this spins really fast anyway. The next wire brush is a little bit, it got smushed a little bit, but again, who cares? It spins, and that all those bristles kind of flare out. So we've got a conical brush, a straight style brush, thin, looks like stainless steel maybe, bristles. And then up next is a nylon style brush. Same thing, thin, flat, and then a conical style nylon. This is probably just going to be for cleaning things more than anything. Cleaning out real weird nooks and crannies. And then we've got, same thing with the stainless, I don't know, this kind of brush. Right, so then working from here over, we've got an assortment of drill bits. Let me pull this up real quick without trying to pour everything out. But an assortment of drill bits. I would guess maybe 1/64, maybe 1/16. Really don't care too much. I'm probably never using the drill bits in this thing, but you never know. A selection of burrs of different shapes and sizes. Those are very useful. Some coarser burrs, an end mill style. And then this is for the polishing, these little polishing attachments under here. That's just a threaded arbor. So the felt polishing wheels will screw up into there. A couple more arbors here for cutoff wheels. Maybe something else. I'm not entirely sure yet. But I will be using these. I've got the job I need it for. I'll be using those right off the bat. A lot of sanding drums of different sizes and grits on the side, and the sanding drum mandrels. I think that's the right word. Arbor, mandrel, something like that. But anyway, that's what these two are for all these sandpaper mandrel or sanding discs or sanding drums, as it were. Okay, so under there we've got some collets, some 4-leaf collets and 3-leaf collets for most likely the drill bits, maybe. And then kind of working our way around like we were, some stones, round stones, grinding stones, and of various grits there. And more grinding bits, typical Dremel style grinding bits here. And that's nice to give you the concave style, so you can get into protrusions and things if you need to. And then some more lighter grit stones here. And then actually stone to clean off, or I guess sharpen. If your stones get loaded with material like plastics or aluminums, which you're not supposed to use that on there anyway, but you can spin it and hold this up and it'll knock all that stuff off and give you a fresh surface. Then looks like a wrench, probably for tightening the collet to hold the tooling in the rotary tool. I'm not sure what that hole is in there for yet, but we'll get there. And there's a flat tip portion that's probably for like a flathead style screw of some sort. Okay. So fairly impressive display here, like I said. And then under there, we've got, there's that felt cone that screw arbor would go into for that one. And then you've got several flats under there. Well, I'm not going to pull them out, but quite yet. But this is just for polishing. Again, that'll be on that screw arbor. threaded arbor. Okay, so that's everything. Oh, and then there's some cutoff wheels here. A little bit thicker and bigger in diameter, and then thinner and smaller in diameter down here. Oh, that's one big chunk one. So that's, wow, that's a big ass cutoff wheel. Actually, that's rubbery, so that's probably another polishing wheel of some sort. Okay, no problem. I was kind of hoping the cutoff discs were a little bit smaller. Oh, and then we've got something in here. I bet you this is like, nope, there's your cutoff wheels. Yeah, there's your cutoff discs. So good. I was hoping there'd be some smaller ones in there. Cutoff discs. More cutoff discs. Probably thinner ones. That's what I thought it was going to be. Some rouge. Some polishing rouge there. I'm not sure what grit it is. And probably another, nope, what's this? Ooh. Oh, sanding, little tiny sanding disc, kind of like a disc sander, but very small. So that's cool. So very useful stuff right off the bat that you get with this kit. So let's try to pull this up without throwing everything across the room. Yep, comes right up. So there's the tray. We'll set that over here. We'll set that maybe in front here. And then, yep, there it is, the flex shaft. So the tool itself has a typical 120 volt USA style receptacle plug, and that's terminated with a nice, what do you call those, that thing at the end that keeps it from kinking, anti-kink device. We've got a power switch, positive clicks, and speed control goes up to max. Goes up to max, so you go from one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, max there. Yeah. Then what looks like a quill lock. Yep. So that'll lock your, and that unscrews there. So looks like your typical collet style tool tightening device, just like a normal Dremel would have. But that button is really nice. I don't know if Dremel implements these anymore or these days now, but the one I use, you'd have to jam like a straight shaft in there in the hole to get this loose and tightened. So I love this little feature. That's really nice. And again, this portion, feel like it's cracked. Uh-oh, we got a crack. So that's damaged. Well, you know, I don't know what it's for, so I'm probably not even going to use it. Really, all I want is as long as this spins, it spins fast and doesn't vibrate crazy, I am happy. So this pistol grip thing is unfortunately broken. You know, straight out of the box. And there was no damage to anything. I mean, if this cracked, you'd think the rest of the plastic container would be cracked, but in any event, it'd probably still work. I could probably even just glue it. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to use this thing, so we'll just set that there. So the tool itself went over that, and then there's the flex shaft. This is kind of exactly what I bought it for, and it's very nice and flexible, actually. That's nice. And so here's the business end, same style of, oh, here we go. So that's where you'd shove a little. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry, Dremel, never mind. So this is the exact same thing. A little warning note or something here, attention. Metal ring on the inner, all right, fine. I need to read stuff. Looks like an extra, well, maybe that's for the, we'll figure this out in a minute. And some instructions in English, and a tool. It's like a hex tool, maybe. No, that's round. So that's going to be the thing you shove into the hole to change out your tooling, I reckon. So yeah, well, like I said, I don't know, I'm just kind of psyched about this. So next thing to do is just plug it in and see if it works before I get too deep into this. I'm not even gonna take this out of the zip or the twisty tie yet. I got an extension cable right here. Make sure it's off. Off, and let's go down to the lowest speed. Okay, and we'll plug this in. All right, so let's see what happens here. Oh, I think I need to plug in the other end of the extension cord. Yeah, that'll help. Okay, now we're plugged in. False alarm, false alarm. There it goes. Okay, I can bog it down with my fingers. Again, it's a rotary tool. It's not designed for brute strength. So that's the lowest speed. Next, a half, 4, 5, 6, maximum. No burning smell. No nothing. I think this is going to work fine. The motor is 120 volts, 60 hertz. And I can't really read that. 100 and... Jeez. I don't know. I don't have my magnifiers out here. The speed is 8,000 to 35,000 RPM. Then you got a serial number and a long distance number. Made in China. No secret there. All right. Sweet. So it works. So all I got to do with this right now, I've got a bolt that I need to sleeve. And the sleeves, I like to rough them up. So the JB weld does its job. So I'm going to get those out and set this up for that. All right, so I got to get these sleeves going. So just real quick, this is how I would do it at the old shop. So we got the rotary tool motor and the flex shaft hooked up. And then I've got the cutoff wheel there ready to do some roughing up. And here's the sleeves. These are bolt sleeves before installation. So what I do is I just go in there and just create a bunch of little, I don't know, just tiny little cuts. And that way the JB weld sticks to everything just a little nicer. More strongly, I suppose would be the right word. So let's go on this side here. So I'll just grab one half of it here and just kind of go around and do that. So let me get my safety squints on. Okay, so let's just turn it on. So it's on the slowest speed right now. And hopefully this cutoff wheel doesn't go flying on me. I'll crank it up pretty fast. A little vibration. A little more than I remember with the old Dremel. And it's getting kind of warm in here. So hopefully it's got a little lubrication in it because I didn't add any. It does tell you to add it, but not like right away. So yeah, that's basically all I do. Just go in there and just rough it up. I'm not cutting too deep. It's just it's just enough to, like I said, just gives it some surface stuff for the epoxy to just grab, you know, and stuff. So I machined it pretty rough too on the inside, but this, you know, I had a set of these pop off on me once, so I take extra precautions. I'm actually going to bead blast these too before I glue them on. So yeah, that's kind of just the idea there. So I'll do that to the other 3 sections of sleeves that I've got here for this job, and then we'll maybe get a little more in depth with it. But I got to get these sleeves on. It's getting kind of late in the day, and I want to get them on and the epoxy going so it has a chance to cure all night long, and then I can come back in the morning fresh and just machine them to what they're supposed to be. All right, so I got to cut it here. I got to get moving. Okay, so we'll be back with maybe an update. Hopefully the tool makes it through this little test, and we'll do a little bit more in-depth review with it. All right, so a little addendum wrap up to this quick little review video that originally was shot in February of 2024, and now it is mid-April of 2025. And I must say, the Wen Variable Speed Rotary Toolkit Model 23190 is a winner. After over a year of, wouldn't say daily use, but pretty constant use, it has not failed. It still is working and has been a valuable tool in the shop for us here. Of course, it's Chinesium and not a true Dremel, but for 35 bucks for everything you see here, I don't think you can really get any better than that. I like to support American made whenever possible, but you know, at about 6 to 8 times the cost for the same quality-ish, I would say if you're in the market for a extremely affordable rotary tool with all the fixins here, you should seriously give this one a chance. You know, worst case, it breaks on you and you send it back and they give you your money back. So, I mean, what have you got to lose, really? So I'll put this at overall value of, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Again, for 35 bucks, I've used the genuine Dremel and really no difference other than the coloration. You get the same RPMs, you get the same form factor, and basically a heck of a lot more accessories, right? Well, we already showed you that. It's the same, but thoroughly used. Accessories, quality level, I'm going to give that a, with the exception of the flexible shaft, I'm going to give this a, I guess, probably a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's admittedly where the corners were cut. The sanding drums last about 2 minutes. What else is in here? The stones, the grinding stones are pretty decent. They're pretty much the same quality, but the abrasive stuff like the sanding discs, yeah, you can get better. The cutoff wheels, they seem to last just as long as any other that I've used. So maybe I'll give it a 5. I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Really, what are you buying this for? You're buying it for this. The flexible shaft, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I have not had any problems or issues with this. I honestly haven't even lubricated it. It's crazy. and it still works, still sounds the same, doesn't get hot. What else is there to rate? I don't know, nothing. It's a little bit dirtier than it was a year ago. But you know, this is a working shop and I get dirty. Look at my hands, they're dirty. Anyway, that's all there is to say. This is your favorite gunsmith, Jeff Montgomery from Accurate Rifles and Restorations in Casper, Wyoming. Thank you very much for watching this video. Be sure to like the video. If you found some value in it, give us a thumbs up down there. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. We would really appreciate that. And of course, as always, leave your comment. We always love to hear what you have to say, whether that be constructive or negative.